Why do some horses keep re-injuring the same suspensory ligament even after months of rest? Sometimes the ligament isn't the whole story. Sometimes there are other players involved. When we think about a suspensory injury or a chronic distal limb problem, it's easy to focus on the tendon, the ligament, or the joint because that's where the imaging shows damages. But every step the horse takes begins much higher up on the limb, and that muscle and fascia are influencing the load on the suspensory. The muscles around the shoulder, the trunk, the pelvis, and the hip control the leg and how it was loaded before the foot ever hits the ground. And those muscles fall into two major categories: postural or tonic muscles and movement or phasic muscles. The postural muscles are the stabilizer. Their job is to control the position of joints, absorb forces, and provide a stable foundation for movement. The movement muscles generate power. They create propulsion, acceleration, and forward motion. When the postural muscles are doing their job, forces travel smoothly through the limb. The suspensory ligament and tendons and joints still experience the load. That's normal. That's what they're designed for. But when those stabilizing muscles stop working efficiently, everything changes. Maybe they've become inhibited. Maybe they're fatigued. Maybe they are full of latent trigger points. Maybe the horse has been compensating for months because of pain somewhere else. Now the movement muscles begin trying to stabilize instead of simply creating movement. The horse starts bracing. Stride mechanics will change. That's an important one. Joint motion changes, landing patterns change, and those changes can increase the load on structures further down the leg. The suspensory ligament doesn't know why it's being overloaded. It only knows that every stride places more stress on it than it was designed to handle. This may help explain why some horses seem to heal on ultrasound but never return to their previous level of performance. The tissue may have repaired, but if the movement pattern hasn't changed, the same abnormal forces are still present. The ligament is being asked to survive the same environment that contributed to the problem in the first place. The same idea applies to many chronic distal limb issues. The foot doesn't work by itself, neither does the fetlock, neither does the suspensory ligament. Every joint, muscle, tendon, ligament, and fascia is part of one mechanical system. If that system loses stability higher up, the lower limb often pays the price. Now, does every suspensory injury start because of poor muscular function? No. Trauma happens, conformation matters, foot balance matters, workload matters. There are many reasons these injuries occur. But once an injury becomes chronic or keeps returning, it's worth asking a different question. Is the ligament failing, or is the rest of the body failing to support the ligament? Because lasting soundness isn't just about healing an injured tissue. It's about restoring the system that loads that tissue every single stride. If you'd like to dive deeper into these concepts, you can also listen to the companion episode of the Hale and Hardy Horse podcast, where I expand on trigger points, postural versus movement muscles, and why understanding compensations can change the way that you approach rehabilitation.